The NBA is absolutely filled with players who were never drafted, but still ended up making a huge impact. This is pretty crazy. Undrafted Fred VanVleet was an all-star. Undrafted Alex Caruso is one of the best defenders in the NBA. Undrafted Austin Reeves is about to sign a $100 million contract. And then half of the Miami Heat team was undrafted. And they're all making an impact. They just went to the NBA Finals. The point is, the draft isn't an exact science. And these undrafted free agents just got signed and are about to prove everybody wrong. Guys, this is Troy. Welcome to the Half Court Report YouTube channel. Show some love, show your support by dropping a like and hitting subscribe so you never miss another NBA video. This is some of the best basketball content you're going to find on YouTube. So who made my list? Well, check these names out, and then I want you to tell me in the comments who I'm forgetting and who you're especially excited about this upcoming NBA season. First off is Landers Nolley II. Most recently, he just finished up at Cincinnati, and he was productive for the most part anywhere he played. He's got good feet, good speed, a lot of natural strength. Uses ball fakes well, knows how to get his defender off balance. But the biggest thing with Landers Nolley is his shooting. His stroke is his main NBA skill at this point. As a senior at Cincinnati, knocked down nearly 42% from three, and he looks the part as one of those guys who can come in and be a 3-and-D wing and an NBA-level floor spacer. Right now, though, he signed a deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. Excited to see what happens with him there. Then you've got Adam Flagler out of Baylor. Now this guy, he was a consummate pro at the college level, leading scorer for Baylor this year, even over Keontae George, who was drafted in the first round. He led the team in scoring last year, too, on that good Baylor team that had Jeremy Sohan. And he was an instrumental part of that Baylor team that won the national championship a couple years ago. Probably a little bit undersized if he's playing the two full time, but he is a sniper from three-point range, and he has a quick release. I've seen comparisons of his NBA role being similar to Bryn Forbes, who was another undrafted guy who made an impact, especially with the Spurs. Right now, he has agreed to a deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And we all know this name, Drew Timme, highly skilled power forward. He was the go-to guy last year at Gonzaga. He's a very polarizing prospect. I've read where some people say there's no way that Timme can guard at the NBA level. And then I've heard some people say that Timme is one of those guys who can just find a way to get it done because he's just so skilled. Guys like Drew Timme can carve out a role in the NBA. Timme is currently signed with an Exhibit 10 deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. And also, Oscar Tshiebwe, that's another guy who was killing it in college, but does his game fit the current NBA? One of the best rebounders in NCAA history. Just look at those numbers. And I'm a believer in Oscar Tshiebwe. I think guys like this just find a way to make it happen. And I am shocked that he didn't get drafted somewhere in the 40s or 50s because Oscar Tshiebwe has a non-stop motor, he has a great attitude, he has good shot blocking ability, and I think he's going to be one of those guys we're going to look back in about 5 years and say, this guy should have actually been a first rounder. Yeah, you can quote me on that. But he is currently signed with the Indiana Pacers on a two-way deal, and I think the Pacers got a steal with undrafted Oscar Tshiebwe. And hey, why don't we round out the three musketeers of college players who were great in the NCAA, but I don't know if they'll cut it in the NBA. Next is Azulis Tubelis. Recently signed to a two-way deal with the Sixers. Highly skilled power forward, played at Arizona, from Lithuania. 6'9", strong frame, so he has the size to play close to the basket, but his skill level is more of a wing with his open court ball handling, passing, and his playmaking ability. And he was very productive in college, so my money is on Tubelis making an impact somewhere along the way in the NBA. Like I mentioned, signed with the Sixers on a two-way, so whether it's with the Sixers or somebody else, I think Tubelis might surprise some people. Also, we have Marquis Nowell. He helped take Kansas State to the Final Four. Now, if this guy were 6 inches taller, he'd be a first rounder. He's only about 5'7", 5'8". So good as a scorer and a passer, and he's got really good blow-by speed as well. Marquis Nowell is just one of those guys who has that dog in him, as they say. But right now he is signed with the Raptors, so I'm wondering if they're trying to strike gold once again, similar to what they did with Van Vliet several years ago, getting the undrafted guy, signing him to a contract, and hoping it works out. The next up is Terquavion Smith. He's the first and only Terquavion that I have on my list. But this guy is a scorer. But I see him in the mold of somebody like Jordan Clarkson or Bones Highland, a guy who can just come off the bench and just jack up some shots and hopefully make more than he misses. He's also been signed by the Sixers to a two-way contract. Then we've got Ricky Council IV. I'm not sure about the other three Ricky Councils, but Ricky Council IV could make it in the NBA. He also went undrafted. He played at Arkansas for a few years. A great athlete. Constant lob threat in the open floor and in the half court. Cuts to the basket well. Also a solid defender. And the Sixers signed him to a two-way. Then we have Adama Sanogo. He was on that championship UConn team with Jordan Hawkins and Andre Jackson. So he's an effective post player, really strong frame, but he's a brick wall as an on-ball defender, and opponents just are not able to power through him, at least at the collegiate level. I'm eager to see how he does in the NBA. He got signed on a two-way deal by the Chicago Bulls. Then we have Javon Johnson. So he turned 24 in January, so he's a bit older than a lot of rookies that you're going to see. So he may lack the upside of some other prospects, but he was really good last season for DePaul. Made about 40% of his three-pointers, and he took over 6 per game. So he has the numbers to back it up. Solid athlete at 6'6", 200 pounds, shoots well from deep and coming off screens. I think all in all, he's a pretty adequate defender. So he was signed by the Golden State Warriors, so they're trying to find one of those cheap 3-and-D options to help round out their team. And then finally, we've got Mike Miles Jr. He was signed to a two-way contract by the Dallas Mavericks. He is sturdy, he's tough, hard-nosed point guard, plays with a big heart, plays with a lot of passion. Miles doesn't have great height, but he's very strong and he's compact with that low center of gravity. But I also like Miles because he's a leader on the court and he inspires his teammates to follow his lead. So looking forward to see what he can do with the Mavericks. Guys, hope you liked this list. Drop some of the guys that I missed in the comments and let me know about what you think about these guys who I just talked about. If you're new here, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you like this video to show some love for the Half Court Report. This is Troy, and I'll catch you next time.